Morning, guys. It's about 7:20 a.m. Looks like it's going to be a hot, sunny day today. Got a couple of things to show you that I'm going to be working on. Let's check it out. So a lot of you have been asking about titles on these military vehicles. So something I wanted to share with you. If you're in the state of Oregon, I have created, let's see right here, a motorhome status for any Stewart and Stevenson truck. So what you have to go through to do this is you have to get your habitat mounted, and you have to go to the DMV and show them you have sleeping and cooking. So you can throw a sleeping bag in there and throw a portable cooktop in there, and voila. They can't say that it's not set up for camping or as a motorhome, and that solves that whole problem. The other title here is just one I got recently for the trailer, and believe it or not, Oregon considers that trailer a light utility. So I got the title for it, but I mean, you don't even really need a title for a light utility trailer in the state of Oregon. So other thing that's going to lead into what I'm going to be working on today is you see the odometer reading here of 8924. Let's go out here. Magically, there's about 10,000 miles more on Abel now. So my plans, since I had this truck built about 10,000 miles ago, is to drain and refill the differentials. Now, before I show you this, I don't want the comment thread to turn into a battle on what's the best oil. That's for a different forum or a separate page. I've done my own research, and this is what I've decided on. So what you see here is gear oil that's available at Walmart. It is dyno, not synthetic. If you put synthetic in these differentials, you're gonna have leaks everywhere. I keep reading about it on the forums. Some of you might get lucky and not have leaks, but these differentials were designed for dyno oil, which is a lot thicker and has a higher viscosity. So on the back here, you'll notice that this is a GL5 oil. However, if you go to this spot right here, it provides protection against yellow metals, so copper and bronze and brass. It's very rare to find a GL5 with that type of a rating at this price. I think these are like 14 bucks a piece. I believe the rear differential uses 18 quarts and the front uses about 8. So I have to run to Walmart to grab a few more of these. But this is what I'm going to use. Also, I do not have a drain pan that will hold that much oil. So we're going to do a little bit of repurposing today. And I got a bunch of these 55-gallon drums that I don't use, and I'm going to take that one and we'll make a drain pan out of it. Oh, got some rainwater in it, but those are my goals for today. I'm gonna head to Walmart and pick up some more of that oil. Hopefully they have 5 of them, because that's what I need. So let's get started on that. Something I forgot to mention, the reason I'm telling you about the motorhome status is because there's a huge price difference in the state of Oregon. If you get a commercial registration on one of these, they're going to charge you $600 to $800 per year. If you get a motorhome status, it's a couple $100 every 2 years to keep your vehicle registered. Also, motorhome status, you don't have to deal with weigh stations and all that stuff, whereas a commercial vehicle, they can make you go to weigh stations even though it's for personal use. So something to think about when you get one of these if you're building it into a motorhome or I'm sorry, an overland or an expedition vehicle. You definitely want to look into this option. Alright, I ended up going to Walmart to grab all this stuff. They didn't have enough of the 80-90 left, so I grabbed a couple of the 85-140s. I'll put those in the front. Maybe it'll slow down my pinion seal leak. Also, this stuff is awesome. If you're in an area where there's lots of bugs, this stuff is great. The Rotella was on sale for $11 a gallon, so I got enough of those to do the next oil change here in 5,000 miles or so. Well, there you go. Took a 55-gallon nylon drum, and that's 15 gallons of water in there, so I think this will suffice for what we're doing. Now it's time for the fun part. Let's get all that oil dumped out. Some of you guys might be wondering, well, why am I doing this at 10,000 miles? Well, before I bought the truck, I had Joe do a differential swap and the center chunks for high-speed gearing. And so the ones that he got were extremely low mileage. I think they had less than 100 miles on them. So they're obviously going to have some, burrs and stuff like that that come off of the gears and stuff that are in there. And I just want to check on everything and make sure it's running fine. It seems to be okay, but like I said, there's probably a lot of gunk and grime and dirt and stuff like that from having them apart, and it'd be nice to get a fresh set of oil in there. So we'll get this going. About as good as I could do. I made a fill hose out of an old air conditioning hose. Repurposed, right? Old hose clamp, old funnel, old AC line. It's got a little lip on it so it'll hook on the inside of the differential. What could be better? All right. Some of you guys may be wondering, what to look for. the magnetic drain plugs are gonna have shavings on them, especially if you have newer differentials. Expect to see some larger chunks on there. This is what I got off of the rear magnet. The front magnet had almost nothing on it, so they look like they're in really good shape. There's some small tiny chunks of metal, which is normal for break-in procedures. If you got stuff on there that's larger than 1/4 of an inch, there might be some problems there. But all of this stuff that you see, this little fine sludge of metal, is normal for newer differentials, and that of course will go away with time. The differentials were actually overfilled. Each of them was overfilled by, I don't know, 1/4 maybe, 1/2 quart to 1/4. So this is everything I got out of both the front and the rear, and these are full to the top. So there's a little bit more than a gallon in each one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a half. So 6.5 gallons times 4. What is that? 24, 26 quarts. The front takes 9.5. I misspoke earlier when I said it takes 8. It takes 9.5. And then the rear is about 18. So if you add those together, what do we got? 9 and 18. It's close to 27, which is about, about right. Plus there was a lot of stuff in the pan that I wiped out. There was probably another quart in there. So what did we accomplish today? Well, we got this handy dandy oil pan made, and this is by far super easy to handle because you can grab both handles and set it up on your leg to dump it into jugs, and I'm happy with that. So if you guys like this episode, or you learned anything, God forbid you learned something from me, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, I'd love to have you as a subscriber on my channel. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up, and some big high dollar mods coming that I think you guys will like. I saved the best for last, of course. But other than that, take care, guys. I'll catch you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.